Hi, my name is Riley Schumann. I will be doing a persuasive speech on why anime and manga should be enjoyed more in Western culture. So we all know shows that get a lot of hype. A good show is like a Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, everyone loves Game of Thrones. It is the best action movie, the best plot making, and personally, I don't think it is as good as a show as it's meant to be out to. Other shows that are ingrained in our pop culture are like Friends, and Law and Order is another good example. Those are the shows that have gained popularity throughout the years, and people watch them over and over again, and they gain a lot of popularity. Now, shows in Japanese culture, or if you just want to call it manga and anime culture, have been going on a lot longer than these Game of Thrones and Friends and Law and Order shows. They have such a large base to work off of because their characters don't necessarily age, or the story can be a year long, but it could take 20 years to tell the year long story. And the media takes Game of Thrones and Friends and they hype them up and say they're the best kind of show in the world. They should only be the best kind of show and nothing is greater. But that's not true because something else will come along and take over. In anime, we have a potential to build greater worlds. In Game of Thrones, it's a mythical, like, sword and axe kind of thing. But in other worlds, in anime and in manga, when I say anime and manga, we should just assume that they're the same thing. But we have a world where there are ninjas and they use these chakras to build around their world, and they have a whole map, and they can talk to animals and have them help each other, and that's part of the world building in it. And then there is also other things like you can gain powers from your chakra. There's another world in anime from an anime manga called Fire Force, where the world was incinerated completely and people were reborn with the ability to control fire. So around that world building, you can create infinite amount of plot development, infinite amount of reasoning towards your characters as you see fit. And the runtime for a manga could take 30 years, essentially. One Piece started in 1997 with their first chapter, and they are still going on till today. Now, the creator has said that the series will end in about 5 years, but he's known to be a liar. But we have another one that, a show called Detective Conan. Detective Conan, for the first 10 years, he was a full-grown adult. And then by some magical mishap, he turned to a child for the next 15 years of the storytelling. We also have shows like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures that started in 1987 and just recently is still making volumes. He has 8 chapters that he follows the Joestar family and talks about their history. They're each different stories in their own aspects, but they follow a central plot. Western TV can only run for about maybe one season unless it is super popular off the bat. But, if it's not completely popular, if it's not loved by everyone, then it gets booted. But in anime, we start with manga, the original source material, and that starts a following of people. Now, when the manga gets an anime adaptation, you already have a list of people who have followed it since the very beginning who will still watch for you. It's incredible how you can create such a fan base at the very beginning and then have it rise up and make more and great things by starting off with the source material to work on. But in Western television, we don't have much of a source material to go off of, so we don't start a fan base until the show starts. So if we want to make long-lasting shows that everyone will love, we have to start with a fan base. And in anime and manga, we start with a fan base with the manga, the people who read it, And then from there, we make a show. And that reaches a whole nother group of people and who will revert back to the manga. And then we have more fans following, more fans going. And we could essentially go on as long as we want. And that's why we should push more towards a manga anime watching community, because we could have such a source material of storytelling and creating these worlds, and people would be able to entertain themselves for years to come without ever aging. Thank you.